An exciting year is drawing to a close, so we want to take a look back at the year's biggest sellers. As success isn't everything, this review is balanced with the works we found the most memorable.
This debut novel was the top hit of the year and caused quite a commotion. And works by this painter sell for more than those of any other German artist. We take a look back at 2008, what made headlines, what was successful, and what our reporters liked best, regardless of sales charts and bestseller lists. Our cinema expert Hans-Christoph von Bock saw countless movies, including the film that beat out all the others at the German box office. 6.3 million people saw Rabbit Without Ears.
Jetzt hast du es kaputt gemacht.
Sag mal, ich glaube, du legst da echt drauf an. Ich hab doch gesagt, hier wird nicht telefoniert.
Mann, das ist eine SMS. Ich werde wohl eine SMS lesen dürfen.
SMS sind auch verboten! Ups!
Rabbit Without Ears wasn't just the most commercially successful German film of the year. It showed that with a good script, good actors and with a lot of laughs you can reach a large audience. Til Schweiger, who acted as producer, director and star in the film, again proved he has the Midas touch. But for me there was another, very different but equally impressive film in 2008. It's called Cloud 9. A subtle, very intimate film about sex and passion of the 60-plus generation.
Wie alt bist du eigentlich?
Ich? 76.
Director Andreas Dresen breaks one of the cinema's last taboos. His story of 66-year-old Inge, who is caught in her love for two men, is genuine and touching.
Ich habe gedacht, dass du das für dich behältst. Ich meine, wir hatten das doch so, eigentlich hatten wir das doch so ausgemacht.
Ich möchte jetzt die Wahrheit sagen, damit ich Werner in die Augen sehen kann. Das war doch einfach nicht mehr möglich. Wie stellst du dir denn das vor?
Cloud 9 and Rabbit Without Ears, two films who couldn't be more different. But they both show how diverse and how successful modern German cinema can be.
And this woman's novel sold 1 million copies this year. Feuchtgebiete, or Wetlands, is Charlotte Roche's debut work. Some call it erotic, some pornographic, and it's now to be translated into 26 languages.
Now comes what's really the novel's first sentence. Wait for it. As long as I've been able to think, I've had hemorrhoids.
Arts.21 reporter Sabine Kieselbach browsed through the year's new books, always hoping to find that truly special literary discovery.
I have to say I can't really get into Feuchtgebiete, but what I do want to recommend is this unusual novel by Uwe Timm, who specializes in contemporary topics and is popular abroad. Halbschatten, Half-Light is a story of the young flyer Marga von Etzdorf, who had just turned 25 when she took her own life in 1933. It's a true story, but why did she do it? Because she had crash-landed yet again? Or because she had become involved, at least a bit, with the Nazis?
Marga von Etzdorf was Germany's first professional female pilot. In the novel, she agrees to smuggle weapons for the Nazis to finance a new plane. After her death, the Nazis honored her with a heroine's burial.
Uwe Timm takes the Berlin graveyard where Marga is buried as a starting point, and he lets the dead speak. The victims of National Socialism, generals and plain soldiers. It's a fascinating book about the 20th century and its destructive utopias.
The pop duo Ich und Ich topped the charts for weeks and months on end in 2008. They were the year's #1 in the German music industry. Arts.21 reporter Frank Lukait is in his favorite record shop. Here you can still get music on vinyl. He's rediscovered a living legend, Krautrock's godfather.
My #1 is Udo Lindenberg. His album Stark wie 2 or Strong as 2 is the comeback of the year. Absolutely every song on it is worth listening to.
Der Himmel über uns, früher war der blau, heute stehen Fabriken da, sie produzieren grau, nur noch die Farbe grau.
Udo Lindenberg is Germany's rock legend, a great character with a powerful, if somewhat limited vocal range. He was one of the first rock musicians to write his lyrics in German, and on this album they are especially good. My favorite song is Ganz anders, or Very Different, recorded with the rapper Jan Delay. One line goes, I'm really quite different, I just don't get around to being it that too often.
Eigentlich bin ich ganz anders. Ich komm nur viel zu selten dazu. Du machst die Leute mit einem Bekanntschaft.
A career spanning 40 years and still going strong at the age of 62. Hats off to the man who never takes the signature hat off.
And now the visual art scene. These pictures fetched record sums. The high point so far, nearly 11 million euros at Sotheby's for a single work by the German painter Gerhard Richter. For Arts.21, Melanie Matthäus went to exhibitions and galleries in Berlin, Cologne, Venice and Miami. She found her favorite of the year in Frankfurt, a Japanese artist and his sophisticated marketing concept.
Welcome to the world of Takashi Murakami. His show at Frankfurt's Museum of Modern Art is my personal highlight of 2008. I've rarely had so much fun at an art show. Takashi Murakami is a marketing genius, from mangas to colorful mushrooms to fantasy creatures.
Murakami ironically describes his art as super flat. He deals with the theme of Japan's nuclear trauma in comic book style. And he's one of the founders of his country's contemporary art scene.
Takashi Murakami blurs the line between kitsch and art, but at the same time he has a serious message. Beyond the colorful facade of his art is a damning verdict of consumer society. He makes the impossible possible, and his art has made me contemplate about my own understanding of the meaning of art.
Whether comebacks, debuts or evergreens, 2008 was full of surprises. We found lots of things that were memorable, and we hope to take you with us again on a tour of discovery next year.